Hi, this is John Patrick Hickey. I want to welcome you to this new set of videos. And what we're going to talk about is being an example. Now, you might say, I don't particularly want to be an example, or, I'm not an example to anybody. No one should base their life on me or see what I do and say that, they're going to follow my example. And we have people who are like that. We have people who are in the public square, who are famous, who hold positions of authority or positions of fame in some respect, and think that they aren't an example to other people. And if people follow what they do or duplicate their bad behavior, let's say, that they're not responsible for that because they're not asking people to be them. But the fact is, we are an example. We are constantly an example, especially to those who are younger than us. We are the ones who set the pace. We are the ones who show what it is that we're supposed to do, who we're supposed to be like, what it is that what standards we have to live by. It is not just a case of I live by myself, I live for myself, and therefore what I choose to do, what I choose to, how I choose to live is entirely my business and not anybody else's, and I am not responsible for anybody else's behavior. Sorry, doesn't work that way. No man is an island. No person lives unto themselves, unless you truly do live on an island all by yourself. Then you can do exactly what you want. But whether your behavior is good or your behavior is bad, you are an example. You're an example to those who are around you. You're an example to those who look up to you, especially if you're in a position of authority. And authority doesn't mean that you have the power to pass rules or you have the power to control somebody else's life. Authority means that you have the power to influence other people. Sports figures, for instance, they are in a position of authority because they have a position of influence. What they do influences other people. It influences how they feel, it influences how they act, it influences how they think. Now, again, people may like it or not, and they may say that they don't want that kind of authority, they don't want that kind of responsibility, but the fact is, it is there. And we have to face that responsibility, that we don't live unto ourselves. We have to be an example to those who are around us. So what I want to focus on is how to be a good example. I don't want to talk about the bad examples. We know what they are. We don't have to talk about the negative things because the negative things are apparent to all of us. We can see it. We see it all around us. I don't want to pull out names and point fingers at people and say this person has been a bad example, that person's been a bad example, because we know it. We see it all the time. Even if we support their ability to do the things that they do, it doesn't matter. The fact is, we know what's right, we know what's wrong. And it's a foolish endeavor for us to go and act like we don't understand those things. And we truly do believe that there is no morals, there's no right, there's no wrong. And so we don't understand what the difference between the two of them are. You know very well what they are. And so let's be honest and look forward and move forward in our talking about that. And in doing so, I want to focus on the positive. I want to focus on being a good example. What does it mean to be a good example? And what are the consequences of being a good example? We know the consequences of being a bad example. Let's look at the consequences of a good example, because everything has a consequence. Everything has a consequence. You don't do anything that doesn't give a result. In some form or another, everything has a consequence. So that's what we're going to focus on, is what is a good example and what is the consequences of being a good example. So I do hope you join me for this full series of videos so that we can talk about being a good example. Until next time, for the Growth Center, this is John Patrick Hickey, and I do want to encourage you to pursue your purpose and change your world. Hi, John Patrick Hickey again, and I want to thank you for joining me for this video, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I do want to suggest that you hit the subscribe button, which is at the bottom of your screen, and that way you won't miss a single episode of any of the videos that are posted. If you'd like more information about my books or any of the blogs or videos that are available to you, then just go to our website, which is www.growthcenter.net. Or if you'd like to reach me by email, you can also do that by going to leadership@growthcenter.net. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.